Hi, my name is Emily Kaplan. Today I'll be doing a presentation on evidence-based practices, what type of evidence-based practice is employed at the agency I work at, which is the YWCA GUTS program, and kind of relating that to motivational interviewing, what it is, and a study that has been done to determine its feasibility with teen clients. So first I'll start by saying that I believe evidence-based practice is crucial in the field of social work because, in order to provide efficient care and treatment for our clients, it's super important to understand what works best for the target population that we're working with and what works best for the hurdles they're overcoming. This is true because it allows money, our time, and our energy to go towards the best possible outcome based on credible research and statistics. So it's just evidence-based practice is super important because it kind of informs us what the best route will be to go towards the best possible outcome based on research. So I think that's a pretty valuable thing to pay attention to as social workers. So in an article that I read that describes motivational interviewing, it's written by Jonathan Kredschke and Quinn Nugbar. They described the motivational interviewing approach to change in treatment settings in their article. So I've heard and learned a lot about motivational interviewing in my education as a social work student at the University of Montana, but I never really thought about it in terms of the group setting and how useful that could be in the group setting. So I think it can be extremely applicable to addiction groups of any sort and a wider array of groups who that are serving members who are hoping to make changes in their lives. I think motivational interviewing meshes well with group social work because it's so focused on client autonomy and self-realization. And I think that client collaboration in the group setting could be really mutually beneficial to everyone involved in those regards. So this opinion of mine was reflected in a study that I read by Dr. Elizabeth J. D'Amico, among others who participated in the study. So the study was measuring the satisfaction of teen clients who had alcohol or drug-related offenses with their group treatment methods, so their satisfaction of their group treatments. It turns out that teens in the study were far more satisfied with their groups that had motivational interviewing components and included group talk or free talk as a component of that motivational interviewing approach. So the clients were much more satisfied with motivational interviewing than they were to the usual treatment approaches used. I think that client satisfaction alone is a great indicator of the feasibility of motivational interviewing because a huge component of that practice is to meet clients where they are and help them engage in their own treatment and find satisfaction in their method of treatment. So I think that just by measuring client satisfaction, you're measuring a huge component of the effectiveness of motivational interviewing. So at GUTS, where I work, we use some components of motivational interviewing with our clients, even though it's not an addictions agency or our clients don't necessarily always desire change in their lives. So we do this by meeting our clients where they are always. We encourage free talk among the groups that we facilitate. We do this by facilitating client autonomy in their GUTS endeavors, and whatever they want to do, they can kind of form the group how they want. So they get to choose action projects that they feel passionate about and work together to accomplish them. So I think the motivational interviewing approach is similar to the youth leadership model and the evidence-based practice of youth leadership that we employ at GUTS because it's aimed towards client empowerment. So now I'll just talk a little bit about the youth leadership model that we use. So it's it's used at a number of different credible organizations and agencies, one of which is the Girl Scouts of America organization. So in Girl Scouts of America, they published a article about this youth leadership approach, and in there they quoted, "Research strongly suggests that an approach focusing on youth participation is an effective way for them to achieve personal growth and gain leadership skills. This is particularly true for older and more disenfranchised youth who may be harder to engage due to lack of programs in their community that target their needs." So GUTS serves youth who identify as female using this youth leadership model. It's extremely effective because of the lack of resources that there are for young people in general, and furthermore, for young people to take roles of leadership. And GUTS also is gender specific and serves young people who identify as girls or young women to help them feel empowered and make a difference in their communities and their lives. That isn't really an option that's offered in a lot of, there's not really a lot of programs offered to target that. So yeah, thanks for listening.